I never thought a simple family barbecue under the wide Montana sky could unravel 2 decades of my life. My name is Sarah Hayes, and at 29, I'd clawed my way up from nothing, or so I believed. I was a junior ranch hand at a spread outside Billings, wrangling cattle from dawn till dusk, living in a cramped trailer that rattled with every gust of prairie wind. Paycheck to paycheck. That's how it went, but I'd earned every scar and callus on my own. Or at least, that's the story I'd told myself. It all started with my folks' split when I was 9. Dad hightailed it to Texas for some oil rig gig, remarried a woman who could have been my big sister, and left Mom to scrape by in our dusty little house on the edge of Bozeman. She met Jack a couple years later, when I was 11, and suddenly we were this patched-together Western family, boots, barbecues, and broke as hell. I remember the lean times like they were yesterday, the trailer we moved into after losing the house, beans and cornbread for supper because it stretched further than steak. Watching kids at school flash their new iPhones while I thumbed an ancient flip phone Mom said was just for emergencies. By 14, I was mucking stalls at the local rodeo grounds, fibbing about my age to pocket tips in an old coffee can. Mom would be there when I got home, hand out like it was her due. Pitchin' in for the family, she'd say. Not a question. Just fact. I'd see my wrinkled bills vanish into her purse. For feed. For the truck's gas. For keeping the lights on. Jack lounged in his beat-up recliner, nursing a Coors, eyes glued to football like he'd punched a clock all day instead of circling on ads. Meanwhile, his daughter from his first marriage, Riley, lived like a queen in the same cramped space. Writing lessons, a shiny laptop for her sweet 16, a ski trip to Big Sky with her pals while I pulled double shifts cleaning barns. Her daddy send support. Mom would shrug when I mustered the guts to ask. That's earmarked for her. I swallowed it whole. Why not? You trust your mom when she says the coffers are dry. You believe her when she swears she's scraping by. You nod when she locks eyes and says, someday, Sarah, you'll get why I busted my back for this outfit. College? That was a pipe dream for folks with deeper pockets. Dead'll bury you alive, Mom warned. Best to work. Squirrel away. Maybe night classes at the community college. So I did. High school diploma in hand with a solid GPA. Straight into full-time ranch work. Chipping away at credits after dark. Paying as I went. Took me 7 years for an associate's in AG business. Another 2 to land this junior hand gig. I wore my grit like a badge. Every small win, the solo trailer. The rusty Ford pickup that didn't stall. Splurging on real butter instead of margarine felt like striking gold. I'd cut ties with Dad, mostly out of stubborn pride. His cards dried up by 15, calls by 17. Figured I was Mom's load to bear. But poverty forges you. Turn survival into your core. Friends called me tough as nails. Can't believe you bootstrapped it all solo, they'd say.
Solo.
That word was my mantra. Until that barbecue flipped the script. The setup was for Mom's 55th, at a fancy steak joint in downtown Billings with views of the Yellowstone River. Jack's pick. Naturally, bottled water. Prime cuts that cost more than my monthly hay bill. I nearly bowed out. These get-togethers had turned awkward as a 3-legged horse. But Mom's voice on the phone had a waver, like regret bubbling up. Riley was already tipsy on margaritas when I showed, cackling at her phone. Jack ranted about crypto to a glazed-over waiter. Mom perched at the table's end, nursing a Cabernet, staring into the void. I slid in, and talk stumbled through apps. Riley bragged on her latest gig in marketing, her 3rd this year, bankrolled by that mystery MBA from Montana State. Jack griped about the feds. the market, anything to justify his endless job hunt. Mom sipped steadily, refilling on the sly. It hit during mains, me slicing into grilled chicken I couldn't really swing. Riley tearing into a ribeye like it was nothing. Mom's gaze snapped to me, wine-glazed but sharp. "Sarah," she slurred, cutting Jack off mid-rant. "You still reckon I stashed that $250,000 from your dad for your rainy day?" The table froze. My knife clattered. Riley's eyes narrowed like a coyote spotting prey. Jack paled whiter than fresh snow. "What?" I breathed. Mom blinked, horror dawning. But the booze had uncorked the dam. "The money. From your father. For Shulin and settling down. You think I hid it away, right? Like a nest egg?" "Sharon," Jack hissed, low and urgent. But I was on my feet, palms slamming the table. "What money?" Riley jumped in. Mom sauced, mixing stuff up, but I locked on Mom. $250,000?
From Dad?
For my education? Tears welled in her eyes, real ones. Not the crocodile kind she'd mastered. He wired it before leaving for Texas. To make sure you'd be set. The divorce wasn't final yet. The restaurant buzzed on clinks, chatter, country tunes, but our spot was a showdown. "Where is it?" My voice was ranch steady, the kind I used breaking stubborn colts. Jack rose. "Home talk."
"Sarah. Seek."
I didn't budge. "Not complicated. Dad sent $250,000 for my future. I busted ass 3 jobs in high school. Still chip in at community loans." "So where?" "Recession hit," Jack blurted. "We had to. Recession was '08. I was 17. Money sat 8 years. Medical stuff," Mom whispered. "Whose?" "We skimped on insurance. I paid my own ER bill when I busted my arm roping." Riley grabbed her bag. "Not my rodeo."
"See."
"Riley. That ski trip. That Europe jaunt. Your whole degree. That my rodeo. My cash." She shifted, uneasy but unbowed. "You don't get it," Mom pleaded, reaching for her glass. I slid it away. "Make me." "How'd you burn $250,000 meant for me on Jack's flops?" Riley's glam. "This supper?" The waiter veered off. "We meant to tell you," Mom said.
"When?"
"On your deathbed. After I ground myself to dust thinking I was dirt poor, that Dad ditched me. Poverty my lot." "Your dad did ditch," Jack snarled. "Cash don't fix that." I laughed, bitter as bile. "Stealing it does.
Though.
Changes the whole damn game." I whipped out my phone. Hit record. Plunked it down. "Spill it. Every cent. Every fib. Then we hash repayment." Mom's sobs flowed. "Sarah. Please. Talk," I said, settling back. "Or I bolt." And next stop's court. It was 2025. And in that ritzy joint, 20 years of smoke and mirrors shattered. Truth was coming due. That barbecue confession lit a fire under me. Nights after wrangling, weekends off the saddle. Every spare tick became a hunt for 20 years of hidden tracks. My trailer turned command post, papers strewn like tumbleweeds. Laptop humming with bank sites. Notepad scrawled with timelines and tallies. First crack came from Dad's old divorce lawyer, Hank Morales, half retired but still sharp in Bozeman. I laid it out, his paws stretched like a long shadow. "Figured this surface someday," he sighed. "Your dad was crystal on that wire. Got the paperwork. 3 days on. In his office smelling of leather and law books. Docs rewrote my past. Transfer slip. $250,000 from Tom Hayes to Sharon Mills, her maiden name. March '05. Memo, Sarah Hayes. Education and Ranch Startup Fund. Notarized Pact 2. Funds solely for my schooling and settlin'. Maybe buyin' land or stock. Your mom got her own counsel, Hank said. Push to handle it loose. No tight trust. Tom trusted she'd steer right. Tracks on where it went.
Nah.
But pointers. With numbers and dates. I wrangled bureaucracy. Banks. Credit unions. Brokers. Old records cost fees. Forms, I forked him over. Pattern emerged ugly as a brand. First pull. $12,000. June '05, home fix. Then $10,000 September, kin emergency. By year end, $18,000 more, venture seed. My spreadsheet painted it stark. In 18 months, half dust. By 13, when college talk started, $70,000 left. At 16, Slavin at rodeos.
Zilch.
But the where needed deeper diggin'. I matched dates to records. Riley's old socials. Her school files, sweet talk to clerk for job check. June '05, Jack files LLC for consultant that never consulted. September, Riley hits private academy in Billings. $22,000 yearly. December, Jack's name on mom's deed. Gut punch came from Riley's Facebook. Wide open. Spring 2010. Epic semester in the Rockies and beyond. THX mom Sharon for Dreammaking. Pics from ski resorts.
Yellowstone tour.
Program fee, $28,000 per archived site. Same year. I was 17. 2 gigs. Sleep-starved. Stashin' for eviction edge, mom claimed. Emails were tougher. But Ranch Smart Supply. Mom's password never changed. Riley's birth date. Her ancient hotmail? Evidence bonanza. Jack to mom. Oh, 8. This oil play triplet. Replace Sarah's pot. Live high. Mom to Jack.
09. Podzerega.
Careful, Sarah's sniffin'. Jack back. Say Tom never sent squat. She loathes him already. That one bucked me off, ran to the sink.
Heaved.
They didn't just rustle cash. They poisoned my kin, tied a dad for cover. More surfaced. Faked FAFSA forms claimin' no fund. No support. Welfare fibs on income. Intercepted dad letter at 18 skin if cash hit. Unanswered. Recent. Year back. Mom Jack equity loan. Leased in $250,000 as family gift invested in land. Riley Shulin. Big returns. They profited. Built cushy life on my bones while I scraped. I rang dad after 5 years silent. Awkward as a green bronc. Thought you knew, he gruffed from Texas. Sharon swore you picked your path.
Spurned my dough.
Said you'd cut us loose. Silence hung heavy as heat haze. I'll square it.
How?
Tear him down legal. Get every dime. Sarah. 20 years, statutes run. Fraud's different. Specially ongoing. Forgeries. ID theft. I'm ranch smart now.
Dad.
Know the ropes.
Pause.
What you need. All docs. Talks. Records. Testify if court.
Deal.
Hung up. I'd my war room. Boxes of proof. Lies in ink. Mom figured that slosh slip was endgame, that I'd storm and fold like always.
Wrong.
Barbecue was spark. Blaze comin'. Memories hit like stampedes. Each reframed. They weren't yarns anymore. Proof of life shape and theft. Recall 14. In the feed store. Weigh-in notebooks versus. Pens for school. Mom huffed. Ain't no money tree.
Sarah.
Focus on family pull instead of books. Same week. Riley posted her new tablet. At 17. AG fair. Booths toot in Montana State scholarships. Rep said, your grades? Merit aid covers half tuition easy. But home? Mom shut it. Dreams for others. We got bills. College? Skipped for gigs. Walked miles to work Savon bus fare. Watched mom fret bills in jewelry bought with my fund. Believed dad ghosted. Hated him while mom knew he'd provided kingly. Investigation deepened. Contacted conservices for old aid apps, fakes galore. Socials showed Riley's luxuries timed to withdrawals. One post, new horse trailer. Mom's the best. Date matched $15,000 pull when I ate ramen to help family. Dad sent more, emails begging updates on my fund use. Mom's replies, Sarah's independent. Don't need it.
Lies.
He flew docs over. Original agreement. Breach clear as day. Legal clarity hit. Montana fraud statute extends for minors till discovery. Under year since barbecue. Embezzlement. Conspiracy. Felonies over 100K. Forgery? Prison bait. I lawyered up. Carla Ruiz. Billings shark in family finance cases. We got she said. Eyes lit. Civil for cash. Criminal for bars. Mom called weeks in. Voice quavering. Sarah. Let's talk family.
We are.
In court. Hung up. No more playing nice. They'd rustled my choices. Youth. Dad bond. Time to round 'em up. Carla built the case like a sturdy corral, airtight.
No escapes.
We filed civil first. Breach of fiduciary duty. Fraud. Emotional distress. Criminal referral to DA followed. Financial abuse in families is epidemic out west, she said. Ranch funds. Inheritances, folks think blood excuses theft. Subpoenas flew. Banks coughed up full histories. Phone carriers' texts. Socials preserved. Depositions were brutal as a branding iron. Mom's first. In Carla's office overlooking the Rimrocks. MS. Mills, Carla started. Detail the $250K's fate. Mom's lawyer objected. Carla steamrolled. For hours. She picked apart lies. Did you inform Sarah of the funds?
No.
Used for her education?
No.
Told Tom she refused it? Implied.
Leet.
Yes. Jack's turn, evasive as a weasel. Wrote this email? Carla flashed the make her hate Tom bit. Don't recall. Your IP?
Laptop. Say.
He folded. Admitted ventures.
Pukaloses.
Pushing mom to borrow and repay. Riley played dumb. 27.
MBA holder.
Claim in ignorance. This text. Sarah's too clueless. Explain. Joke.
Joca bustila stepsiestek.
Lawyer. 5th. She pled it 38 times. Forensic accountant tallied. $250,000 base. $320,000 lost growth, conservative index returns. $40,000 my teen wages contributed under dupe. $55,000 opportunity loss. Total, $665,000. Could have been a mill invested right, he noted. More dirt. Hidden $18,000 from Dad for my first truck. Blown on Jack's land flip-flop in '08.
Dashajed. Fraud. Felony.
Embezzlement. Conspiracy. Mom faced 2 to 4 years. Jack 4 to 8 for forgeries. Riley accessory. Probation likely. Panic set in. Their lawyer. Greg Tate.
Hankala. Zettle.
Full sum. Can't muster it. Trial then. Sharon's breaking. Jack's health tankin'. Riley fired. Blackballed. Carla eyed me. Your call. Mercy flickered. Blood ties. Shared history. Then flashes. Endless shifts. Hunger pangs. Deferred dreams. Manufactured hate for Dad. Trial.
Public.
Let the light in. Prep ramped. Media buzzed. Montana woman sues kin over stolen ranch fund. I prepped testimony. Therapist helpin' unpack trauma. Gaslight into believin' struggle was fate, she said. Reclaimin' narratives key. As trial loomed, they crumbled. House listed. Jack's dually sold. Riley back home. Her Insta ghost town. No glee in me, just resolve. They'd taken 20 years, now justice balance scales. Billings Courthouse loomed under January flurries.
Judge Helena Vargas presiding, ESDA.
No love for kin crooks. Gallery jammed. Press.
Locals.
Ranchers nod and grim. I sat with Carla in my best Wranglers and boots. Across, Mom. Jack. Riley, shrunken.
Haunted.
Mom trembled. Jack gaunt. Riley in ill-fitting suit. All rise. Vargas banged in. Carla's open. This ain't just cash. It's 20 years Robin Sarah of choices.
Kin.
Future. Defendants didn't steal $250,000, they stole her life. Evidence avalanche. Records. Messages. Accountant. Dad testified via video from Texas. Trusted Sharon. Wanted Sarah set for ranch life or school. Learnin' she poisoned our bond. Voice cracked. Riley's text sealed it. Years mockin' me. 1. Friend, how'd you fund that Wyoming ranch camp? Riley, Stepsis's loss. My win. LOL. Gasps echoed. My stand. Lived lean, skipped meals. Walked jobs. Thought Dad ghosted. Cost? Health. Bonds.
Faith.
I can't price 20 years hurt. Defense flailed. Family squabble. Take claimed. Authority over funds. Vargas shredded. Statute told on fraud discovery. Authority? Not for gambling and another's luxuries. Jack testified. Admitted losses.
Lies.
Mom sobbed. Meant to repay. Motherhood pressure. Carla. Remarried at Sarah's 11. Still pressured fund in Riley's MBA. Jury out in 90 minutes. Guilty all counts. Mom fraud/embezzlement. Jack ID theft/conspiracy. Riley accessory. Civil. $250,000 comp. $320,000 growth. $95,000 extras. $400,000 punitive. Total, $1.065 million. Vargas. Unconscionable. Robbed a child while she supported y'all. Asset seized now. Hyde. More charges. Sentencing. Mom 2 years suspended to 12 months probation. 400 hours at youth finance workshops. Teachway denied. Jack 4 years to 18 months. Deception warrants time. Riley, 150 hours service. Probation. Gavel fell. Mom wilted. Jack steadied her. Riley bolted. Press chasen. I felt. Peace, not vengeance.
Equity.
Post-trial. Assets rolled. House auctioned. Retirements drained.
Relais SUV repoudé.
Covered $350,000. Rest. Garnishments for 20 years. Poetic. Media storm. Western betrayal. Daughter wins mill over stolen inheritance. Viral. Sparklin talks on family fraud. 6 months on. I held Montana state law acceptance. At 30. Chasen the degree delayed. First payout cleared. Full-time student viable. Trailer upgraded to cabin with views. Meals regular. Sleep sound. Luxuries after survival grind. Dad visited monthly from Texas. Rebuildin' cautious. Shared coffees.
Ranch tales.
Mornin' lost time. He offered law tuition, I declined. Use judgment funds. Feels right. Proud.
Kid.
Not for winning. For thriven despite. Mom's letters from probation house. First read, woe is me. Prison hard. Life unfair.
No remorse.
Tossed rest. Jack stroked out early sentence. Medical ward now. Neutral feelin'. Riley fled to Idaho. Waitressin. MBA tainted by conviction. Irony. Her my old life, me hers. Carla mentored. Job waitin' post-bar. You fight fierce for victims. Invested winnings smart. Funds growin' as should've. Healing? Therapist aided. Undo poverty programmin'. Still flinched at spends. Panicked on shifts. But fadin'. Law school kicked. First class. Contracts. Prof. Breach fiduciary example? Me. Parent rustlin' kids fund for gain.
Spot on.
Lived it. You bet. Classmates approached. News followers. 1.
Mia.
Shared her abuse tale. Study group morphed support. Friends. Grades top 15%. Joined review. Penning on intergen fraud. Peace, reclaimin' roots. Remedies for family theft, published soon. Payments ticked monthly, small wins.
Momjak pajen till 70 sekunder.
Age-eyed retired sans theft. Evenin'.
Assistin, prof.
I chuckled genuine at Justice's twist. They stole for ease. Now I learn while they scrape. Story spread. Messages nationwide.
Folk proback in finance.
Filmmaker pitch doc. Focus crime. Resources, not revenge. Interview. Why fight? Realized poverty engineered. Not fate. Couldn't let M keep narrative. Campus stroll. Billings lights twinklin'. I pondered the girl grindin' jobs thinkin' destitute. She was tough, survived. Fought. Won. But the end wasn't pure triumph. Months post-verdict. A letter from mom differed. No pity. Real sorry. Sarah. I broke us. Theft from fear. Weakness.
No excuse.
If ever.
Idelisten.
Tossed at first. But therapist urged. Closure yours. Met her at Neutral Cafe. Prairie winds whippin'. She looked frail. Eyes haunted. No forgive beg, she said. Just own, I failed as mom. Jack pushed. But I chose. Riley too, new bits. Enabled. Dialogue raw. Her youth struggles. Marring young. Fear poverty cycle. Thought borrow fix all. Snowballed. I shared hurts. Exhaustion. Lost dad years. Tears flowed. Hers.
Mine.
No hug out. But seed planted. Riley reached next. Email apologizing. Was blind. Selfish. See now. Met her too, tense. But honest. Admitted mocks from jealousy. My grit. You earned better. Jack. Prison note. Sorry.
Kid.
My flops dragged all. Brief. But start. Didn't erase scars. But softened edges. Dad joined a barbecue. Awkward. But laughs emerged. Talked rebuildin'. Not just cash, trust. Lesson light. Families fracture. But mend possible if truth leads. Revenge tempts. But redemption heals deeper. I pursued law not to punish. But protect others from similar thefts. 2 years on. Bar passed. I joined Carla's firm as associate. Specialize in family finance abuse. Cases poured. Ranchers robbed by kin. Inheritances siphoned. Each win echoed mine. Justice with mercy where fit. Personal. Engaged to a fellow rancher met at school. Plannin' small spread with winnings. Dad walked me down aisle. Mom attended quiet.
Rile bridmet tentative.
Bonds mend in slow therapy. Boundaries key. Mom volunteered beyond probation. Teachin' kids finance.
Paying forward, she said.
Jack paroled. Workin' steady, changed man? Time tells. Riley rebuilt. Counselin' fraud victims, her conviction a caution. My story? Book deal came. Rustled Dreams, a Western tale of betrayal and renewal. Not sensational, humane. Legal clear. Lesson woven. Trust kin. But verify. Forgiveness frees. But accountability builds. Looking back, that $250,000 theft shaped me resilient. But new end? Not vengeance blaze, gentle dawn. Families air grave. But humanity offers paths back. Light lesson. In West's vastness. Even deepest canyons bridge with effort. Word spread. I spoke at conferences. Fraud hides in homes. Spot it. Fight legal. Heal together. Life full. Career.
Love.
Kin ties reborn. The fund grew to secure future. Kids' education trust. Unbreakable. That barbecue? Not end.
Pivot.
From ashes.
Growth.
And in Montana's endless sky. Room for second chances.